Hey there, this is Malorian, and in the past I've done orc tactical teams, stuff like that. And one of the things that really I hope comes across is that I absolutely love this hobby. Uh, Games Workshop games, whether it's 40K or fantasy, I just love the idea of putting down the models, making your own army, testing your wits basically. Well, not always, but against your opponent there, trying to outsmart them, trying to outplay them. And I really have a lot of passion for the game. But I thought it'd be interesting here to do a little video for something that Malorian absolutely 100% hates. And it doesn't matter how much I try and psych myself up for it, I just hate it with a equal passion to the amount I love this game. I hate doing this part here. And what that is painting cavalry models. I don't know if I'm alone with this or whether this is a common thing that a lot of people are like, yeah, this totally sucks. But it's kind of weird because it's not that I hate painting in general. I mean, it's not my favorite thing to do, but I've painted my fair share of models. It just seems that whenever I come to needing to paint some cavalry models, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's these reavers here, the guys I'm trying to force myself to do now, and I've had them on my desk here to paint for quite a while, and I forced myself to paint the first one. Hurrah, it's done. I'm not going to focus up because I haven't done the washes and stuff yet, but that took, I don't know, it's almost like sucking the life out of you. It's one of those things where you paint it and you go, God, I wish I never have to do that again. And then you realize that there's still the whole rest of the unit to paint, and you go and cry in a corner somewhere. And I don't know, I just thought this would be important to share because obviously now one thing that's coming up is, I mean, I'm painting these guys here for my Out of the Basement tournament coming up. I have a full list already made up. I haven't posted yet because I might change it. After doing some of these reavers, I don't know if I can get myself to actually paint them all because in the current list I'm looking at, I'm supposed to be having 10 of them, and I mean, geez, that's actually not a lot. In my original list that I made up with this idea, it had something like 25 reavers in it. And looking at back that now, it just is not going to happen unless it's spread across a large amount of time. And of course, after this, I was saying I want to start painting up my Bretonians, and so that's even more. Well, this is all cav all the time, and so I just really wanted to share my absolute hatred for this, and it is almost irrational. I mean, when I look at it, what really is it to painting cavalry models? I mean, you got the steed, which in its effect is fairly simple, right? You got a horse, you got some armor sometimes. It's not that bad. And then you got a rider on it. And, again, the rider, what's so much different compared to other stuff, right? Whether it's this guy here right now or whether it's a high elf spearman, what's the big whoop, right? It's about the same amount of area, same stuff to paint. In fact, it's actually less because you don't need to paint between their legs, right? Well, I don't know what it is. I think part of it is the fact that I have to now fight with all the angles. So normally, if it was just an archer or whatever, I can just pick it up and paint and get wherever I want. And one of the things I hate is like underneath here. Like I wish I'd stop gluing on the bases before I do this painting because working around the barding is absolute just soul sucking to me. Really, this is, I mean, a big thing with the Bretonians too because they got that barding all over the place. And when you're trying to paint underneath the horse, it's always in the way. Always, always, always. And I mean, I've had some people tell me, like, why the hell do you care, Malorian? I mean, nobody ever looks underneath the horse. And it's funny because, like, whenever I painted my rhinos for 40K, I'm not one of those guys that, paints the inside of the rhino and then closes it up, right? I just don't have that level of care. But apparently, my level of care is that I have to paint the stupid underbelly of a horse, and if I have it across the lines, if it's sloppy, I can't handle that. I gotta fix it. So this is my curse that I hate doing this, and yet I have them in my army. And I mean, even time wise too, right? I'm sure if I time myself painting this Reaver and then time myself painting two other guys with the same level of detail, they're just on foot, it's probably exactly the same. But maybe that's it too. Whereas there, I can paint one model, have some satisfaction. Here, it's a long wait until you can say, like, hey, I've done a model. And now that points are dropping on these guys too, it's not always the best thing either, right? I mean, I can paint my Savage Orc Biggin, and man, that's a freaking piece of cake. Green everywhere, some tattoos, paint the weapon, paint the eyes, done. Uh, then you go paint one of the Boar Boys, and significantly more work, and not necessarily, double the points or whatever. So, anyway, I just thought I would share this hatred. Maybe this talking about it is helping me because I've almost got into a zombie-like state just painting this guy. But yeah, I mean, maybe down below, post down what things you hate. I'm not about the hobby. I don't want this to be like, oh, I hate GW and I hate price increases and blah, blah, blah. This is more like the irrational things, right? Like, I just hate gluing together spearmen because I always stab myself. Or I hate painting this because whatever. So there you have it. There's Malorian's Achilles heel. And it'll be interesting to see whether I commit suicide while painting my Bretonians. But there you have it. So thanks for watching, and please share down below. Bye.